Today we are going to see 12th CBSE Computer Science. The topic is Network Devices, Topologies and Protocol. Shall we go inside? Okay. So the question is, which type of network out of LAN, PAN and MAN is formed when you connect two mobiles using Bluetooth to transfer a picture file? You see what they are asking now? Suppose if you are having two mobile, both are your own smart mobile, okay, you want to try to send a picture from one mobile to another mobile by means of Bluetooth, such that you are forming a network. So this is of what kind of network they are asking. The question is, you are forming a network? No, it is of what kind of network, whether it is a LAN or PAN or MAN. First of all, you should know what is called LAN. LAN means local area network. A group of computers are connected together within a building is called as LAN, whereas PAN means within a home, if you have connected your own electronic device means it is called as personal area network, and whereas MAN means metropolitan area network. What is that? You see, metropolitan city, let us check Chennai. So in Chennai, all the computers are grouped together to form a network means it is called as metropolitan area network. Okay. So now you see, you are connecting two mobiles. Okay. I'll give you one more example. You see, can you see this picture? A smartphone and a smart TV was connected together. Okay. So both are connected within a home. Okay. Such that it is called as what? Yes, personal area network. Now the question is, if you are connecting two mobiles by using Bluetooth means, okay, it will form what kind of network? Yes, it is nothing but personal area network. So the answer is, when two mobiles are connected using Bluetooth to transfer a picture file, a PAN is created. That means a personal area network is created. So hope you understand. Shall we go for next topic? Right. Okay. The next question is, write one advantages of bus topology of network. Also illustrate how four computers can be connected with each other using star topology of network. So we are going to see the first question. You see, totally we have two questions. Now we are going to see the first question, right? Okay. What is the first one? What is the advantages of bus topology? See the first picture. Can you see the one lengthy cable is there? Okay. So all the computers are attached to that lengthy cable. Suppose you are having a computer, you want to access the network means from that lengthy cable you can take a connection. Okay. So this is called bus topology. The question is, what is the advantages of bus topology? The answer is, the computers can be connected with each other using server along a single length of cable. So what they want to say means, a single length of cable is enough to connect all the computers with the server. So this is the main advantage. What is the advantage? A single length of cable is enough to connect all the computers, right? So the next question is, how four computers can be connected with each other using the star topology? So can you see on diagram? In the center part there is a hub will be there. Okay, definitely you have to write HUB hub. Hub is a device used to connect all the computers. Okay, so in this way only, you see in the left side computer 1, computer 2 and right side computer 3 and computer 4. You just see the diagram, the same you have to draw for star topology. Got it? Okay. So hope you understand. Shall we go for the next question? Right. The next question is, in networking, what is WAN and how it is different from LAN? First of all, you should know what is the expansion of WAN. It is nothing but wide area network? The answer is the network which connects the different countries' network is known as WAN. For example, Indian network and Chinese computer network are connected together means it is nothing but wide area network. Clear? Okay. So it can be a group of LANs. So many small LAN networks are there. If all the LAN networks are connected together, can form a WAN, right? Okay. So what is called internet? The internet is nothing but the largest existing WAN. Okay. You see, WAN means it is a network which connects the countries. So that a biggest WAN is nothing but internet. Got it? Okay. So LAN is a group of computers and network devices connected together, usually within the same building. You see, still now we see what is called WAN, and now we are going to see what is LAN. LAN means local area network. Very simple. All the computers are connected together within a building is called as LAN. Got it? Okay. Then some basic difference between the WAN and LAN means, you see, for LAN we can say some geographical location within the building, like that. We can say we can limit within a geographical location, whereas WAN means we cannot limit the geographical location, because it may be a big city, or it may be a big country, or it may connect some two countries, or it may connect two continents, or it may connect the entire world. Okay. So there is no boundary limit for WAN, whereas there is a boundary limit for LAN. Got it? So hope you understand. Shall we go for next question? Right. So the next question is, name any two components required for networking. So if you want to form a network means, so some important hardware networking device is needed. So any few networking device they are asking. So the answer is switch or hub and repeaters. Okay. Can you see the hub device and you can see the switch device? It contains so many ports. Using that ports, you can connect all the computer devices so that you can form a network. So to form a network, compulsory we are in need of switch or hub and repeaters. Okay. So in further class, we can see in detail what is called switch and what is called hub and what is called repeater. Okay. So hope you understand. So shall we go for next question? Right. The next question is, what are repeaters? Answer, repeaters are electronic device. You see, it is a simple electronic device that receives a signal. Okay. From your laptop, it will receive a signal and retransmit it at a higher level, so that the signal covers longer distance. It required if the distance more than source and the destination is 90 meter or more. You see, what they want to convey is, suppose you are having a two laptop, okay, and the laptop distance is more than 100 meter. Okay. Then the first laptop emits the Wi-Fi signal. My question is, will the second laptop will receive the Wi-Fi signal? Absolutely not, right? So in order to make the signal reachable to the second system, we have to use repeater. So the repeater, what it will do now, it will get the signal from the first computer and it will distribute that signal to a longer distance, approximately more than 100 meter. Okay. So that you see, what I want to say is, if the distance is more than 90 meter between the two systems means, in between you have to use repeaters to enhance that signal. So that is the main purpose of repeater. Okay. So hope you understand. Shall we go for next question? Okay, right. The next question is, expand the following abbreviations. Number 1, HTTP. The expansion of HTTP is hypertext transfer protocol. Okay, what is called text? Text means it is nothing but a normal word. Then what about hypertext? You see, if you open a website means you may find so many text will be there. All will be appear in black color, whereas some few text will be appear in blue color. If you keep that mouse pointer on the text means it will become hand symbol. That means what? If you click that text means it will leads to some other web page. Okay, such that it is nothing but a hypertext. Then what is called protocol? Protocol is nothing but a rules and regulations, okay, for the information passages among the internet, right? Okay, so HTTP is responsible for getting the web pages from the web browser to your browser. Got it? Okay, I mean HTTP is responsible for receiving the web page from the web server to your browser. Got it? Okay. And next is ARPANET. ARPANET, what is the expansion? Advanced Research Projects Agency Network. This is a network formed so many years before by the US military government. Okay, so after the advancement of ARPANET only, now in today's we are getting the internet facility. Got it? So ARPANET, so ARPANET is the basics for internet. Got it? Okay. So hope you understand. Shall I go for the next question? Right. The next question is, what is hub? The answer is, a hub is a hardware device. A hub is a hardware device used to connect several computers together to form a network. Okay. You see, very simple. If you want to form a network means you have to connect all the computers. It needs a special hardware device that is nothing but hub. You see, in the previous question we see already that hub. You see here in star topology we had connected 5 computers, all that by means of hub. Okay, so without hub you cannot connect the computers. Okay, fine. So the next question is, write one advantages of star topology of network. You just see the diagram, star topology diagram. Node number 1 to node number 5 are connected together with a device called hub. Okay, suppose if node 1 was disconnected with the hub, what I am telling? Suppose if node 1 was disconnected with hub means other nodes from node 2 to node 5 won't be get affected. Only node alone will be get disconnected, right? So this is the main advantages of star topology. You see the answer? The advantage of star topology, no disruption to the network when connecting or removing devices. Okay, so this is the advantage, right? And next question is, 5 computers can be connected with each other using star topology. So you have to draw like that they are saying. Okay, so you have to draw 5 computers. Okay, in the circle format you have to draw 5 computers, namely node 1, node 2, node 3, node 4, node 5, and all the 5 computers has to be connected through a device called hub. Okay, then draw the lines between node 1 to hub, then node 2 to hub, etc. So this is the way you have to draw. Okay, fine. So hope you understand. Shall we go for the next one? Right. The next question is, what is protocol? Protocol is a set of rules that 2 or more computers must follow to communicate on the network. You see, if 2 laptops wants to communicate in a network means they have to follow some rules and regulations. If they follow the rules and regulations only, they can communicate with one system to another system. Got it? So that rules and regulations are called as protocol, right? Okay. So which protocol is used to copy a file from the remote server? Which protocol? It is nothing but file transfer protocol. We all know that it is the responsible protocol for uploading the file to the server or downloading the file from the server. It is very important. Which protocol? File transfer protocol. So this is used to copy a file from a remote server. That's all. Okay. So hope you understand. See next. The next question is, what is the difference between HTTP and FTP? Okay. So first of all, you should know that what is called HTTP. It is nothing but Hypertext Transfer Protocol. And what is called FTP? It is File Transfer Protocol. Okay. While browsing your internet, you may often see that the HTTP word. Okay, it will be found before the website name. Right. First, we are going to see FTP. So FTP is a protocol used to upload the files from the workstation to the FTP server or download the files from FTP server to the workstation. You see, very simple. If you want to upload your file from your computer to the FTP server means you need one protocol. The protocol name is FTP, right? Suppose you want to download anything from your website to your PC means you need one protocol that is called FTP. So for downloading purpose or for uploading purpose, you want one protocol means it is none other than FTP. Got it? Okay. Then what is the use of HTTP? You see, HTTP is also a protocol used to transfer the files from web server to your browser in order to view a web page that is on the internet. Okay, still you can't understand, I think so. You see, take your laptop. Okay, open the Google browser. In the address bar, you are typing www.trinitycbse.com. Then if you enter means within a second in your computer you can find the website. How it happens? Who done it? Okay, so only because of HTTP only this is happen. So HTTP is a protocol will carry the request from your browser to the web server. Okay, excuse me sir, please Mr. Hariharan is asking a website from you. Okay, so please give me that website, that like that HTTP will ask to the web server. So the web server will give the website. Okay, so HTTP will carry that website to your browser. Okay, fine. So in order to view any website in your browser means you are in need of HTTP. So this is the main difference between the FTP and HTTP. So hope you understand. Shall I go for the next question? Right. The next question is, what is modem? A modem is a data communication equipment that facilitates data communication through telephone lines. It is used to convert digital data to analog data, otherwise analog data to digital data. Okay, can you see here, after the internet, who is receiving the data? So modem is receiving. Okay, so modem will receive the analog frequency of data. That analog frequency the humans won't understand. Okay, so the modem, what it will do now? It will receive the analog frequency and it will convert it into the digital format. Digital means it's a human understandable format which is live in the computer. Got it? So modem will receive the analog frequency and it will convert it into digital data. That digital data will be sent to the computer such that the humans can easily understand the digital data. Got it? Okay. So this is the specialty of modem. Okay. Right. So hope you understand. See you next class. Thank you very much. The next question is, a company wants to form a network on their 5 computers to a server within the company. Represent in star and ring topologies. You see, a group of 5 computers you have to represent in star topology also and in ring topology also. how to represent means, first we can see the star topology. You have to use one hub. With the use of hub, you have to connect all the 5 computers to the hub, means it is nothing but star topology. Okay. Then you see, important thing is that in star topology the structure should look like a star, and in ring topology the structure should be look like a ring. So all the 5 nodes should be connected each other in ring shape. Okay. So this is the way you have to connect, and this is the way you have to draw. So hope you understand. See you next class. Thank you. The next question is, what is the difference between star topology and bus topology? In star topology, the nodes are connected to the server individually. You see the star topology, all the node 1, node 2, node 3 are connected individually to the hub. Okay. Whereas in bus topology, all the nodes are connected to the server along a single line of cable. Okay. You see the bus topology, in between there is a lengthy cable is there. Okay. So using that lengthy cable, we are getting the connection for each node. So here the node represents the computer. Clear? So these are the 2 basic difference of star topology and bus topology. So hope you understand. See you next class. Thank you. So under the topic of malware, now we are going to see the topic Trojan horse. Okay. So this is a type of program that attempts to make the user think that it is a beneficial application. You see, virus is going to be spread without the user's knowledge. But here, that virus type of Trojan horse will enter into our computer with the knowledge of the owner. Okay, you see, the Trojan horse will enter with the knowledge of user. That means user know that this type of file is going to enter into a computer, but he doesn't know that file contains Trojan horse. Clear? You see, user only install that application program. User think that this is a very useful, beneficial application. He think like that and he try to install. Okay, but unfortunately that software or that program contains Trojan horse. Okay, listen. So Trojan horse works by hiding within a set of seemingly useful software programs. So behind the software program, something will be attached. Okay, so that is called as Trojan horse. So once executed or installed in the system, that means once that the beneficial software installed in the system, this type of program, which program? Trojan horse program. This type of Trojan horse program will start infecting other files in the computer. Got it? So with the knowledge of user only, the beneficial program will be installed, but behind the file, behind the beneficial file, okay, something will be attached that is called as Trojan horse. It will try to infect the computer. Okay. You see, a Trojan horse is usually capable of stealing important information from the user's computer. What is called stealing? Stealing na enadhu? Thirudradhu. Okay. So அடுத்தவங்க கம்ப்யூட்டர்ல இருந்து முக்கியமான இன்ஃபர்மேஷன்ஸ் திருடுறதுக்கு எதை யூஸ் பண்றோம்? We are using Trojan horse. So for stealing purpose, we are using Trojan horse. So if a person want to steal some information from your computer, means he will send you Trojan horse virus. Okay, so that Trojan horse, if it is installed in your computer, means that will copy all your data and that information will be sent to the hacker. Got it? So you have to be very, very careful with the Trojan horse because it won't delete your file. Okay, it will steal your computer, it will steal your information and it will send to the hacker so that he may misuse that information. Okay, fine. Then it can spread in number of ways. It can, in any number of ways it will send, it will be spread. The most common means of infection is through email attachments. You see, in most of the time this Trojan horse virus will be sent to email. Okay, once the user opens the attachment, once if any user opens the email attachment means, in that second the Trojan horse program immediately infect your computer system. So while opening the email attachments, be careful whether it is a trusted email means you just open and see. If it is untrusted email attachment means please don't open and please don't touch the email attachment, or if it is any link you found means please don't touch it. And nowadays the people in the corona time, there are some hacking peoples are trying to send some messages, not email, okay, not any other thing. It is a simple message. That message contains then link attachments. Once if you touch that link means the next second all the information in your cell phone or all the information in your computer, all the information in your cell phone will be traced by the hackers. So be aware of whatever you touching the email attachments or message attachments. Okay, so hope you understand. Thank you very much. Okay, under the topic malware, now we are going to see the topic spam. Okay, you see spam now very simple. You see, you just open your cell phone inbox. Okay, here you can see, you see B is at play on bore adikirada. You see, B is at play on bore adikirada jaliyaga vilayadlam vaanga. Okay, like that some unknown message will be there. Okay, so once if you open that message means, okay, that's all, your personal information may be hacked. So always if any unknown person send you message means please don't open it. Okay, fine. So spam means it is a kind of unwanted online communication. Spam means what? It is an unwanted online communication. Okay, the term spam refers to submitting a same message to large group of individuals. So one single message, okay, it will be spread to a large number of individual PC means it is called as spam. Okay, usually spam is nothing but it is an unwanted email. Common means of spam is nothing but unwanted email or an unwanted text message. Okay, so email spam is also there, normal text message spam is also there, and also there will be a social networking spam is also there. So whether it is email or text or social network spam, unwanted person send some unwanted email, unwanted information, that is called as spam. Got it? Okay. Usually the spam will be harmless. Okay. So but sometimes the spam, what they will do no, once if you open means they will do the identity theft. That means your personal data they will steal. They will steal the information about your personal data. That is called identity theft. Okay. So be aware of spam. So today we have seen what is called network security, what is called malware, virus, worm, Trojan horse, spam. That's all. Okay. So hope you understand. Thank you very much.